Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. And is it me or is it raining in here?
I don't know. I thought Daytona was supposed to be kind of sunshiny. But...
Sunshine at the beach, but no. And I thought we had a roof.
Well, what happened?
How's it raining in here? Okay.
Oh, I've got to build that part.
Okay, well, rain's gone. So we've officially started our first race of the season. Not a points race. This race is called the Advanced AutoParts Clash. It's just a 75-lap shootout. Well, not in this case, but...
Just for bragging rights.
It was supposed to be a 75-lap shootout, but it ended up being a 40-some lap rainout. So, yeah, you're going to get that sometimes, I guess. So, not every race can be a Martinsville or Bristol or something like that, but we definitely had an interesting race.
Yeah.
So, for the Clash, to find out the starting order, the crew chief goes up and picks a number, and that's where you're starting. Paul Menard loves his crew chief. Got him the pole. Greg Irwin.
Yeah, he's I might have to get him to pick some number for me. I don't know, because that really set the whole stage for Paul Menard.
Yeah, Paul Menard led about 51 laps in the entire race, so really good for him. Even though it didn't really work out for Paul Menard, I think it will give him some confidence for the 500. It's like, yeah, I had a car that could win a race. So,
yeah, the Mustangs, they look really good too. I mean, they look like there's just your attitude.
Yeah, look like a snake out there. So
they're really strong cars. I mean, Paul Menard probably a favorite for the 500.
Yeah, and with that gained confidence, you can go out in the duels and make those moves, get to the lead, and possibly have a great starting position for the 500 too. Yeah. But to start the race review, like I said, Paul Menard would lead them to green, but Kyle Busch would clear Paul Menard, and he would lead lap 1. But Paul Menard would have this awesome run on Kyle Busch and just said, "Nope, I'm coming back," and he took the lead again. And then after that, we'd have like single file racing for like a couple laps.
Yeah, once that train got to going, it's just hard to pass.
And is it raining in here again?
It must be.
Dang it!
I thought I fixed that.
Okay, we're good again. Then we would have a red flag, unfortunately, and we'd have to
because of the rain.
Then we'd have to sit on Twitter for a little bit and be like, we waited all off season for racing, and here we go.
Wait a minute! Look at Chase's car. What's that?
So, with Alan Gustafson, yeah. I was like,
I didn't do that.
Yeah, that was really funny how he was standing there next to the car, like, nah, I'm not sure if I can do this. Oh wait, they're not looking.
NASCAR, look.
That's supposed to be there, isn't it? How'd that get there?
Yeah, they can't work on the cars under red flags on these special event races. So.
Yeah, it's really cool that we get to have those special event races where they can just do whatever. And pretty sure Sterling Marlin's out there somewhere going, "Why wasn't I in this race?"
I know it. I can pull my fingers out under red flag.
So 30 minutes later, we would finally get the engines refired. The rain has lifted. Something like Mike Joy was saying, the ceiling got higher or something like that. So that was really cool. We finally get to go back racing. The last 4 cars in the line, the 10, the 4, the 9, and the 40 would all pit. They would all take tires except for the 40 of Jamie McMurray. Would have another restart. Paul Menard versus Brad Keselowski. Lap 13, Paul Menard would lead them to green. And then single file again.
Yeah. Got the train going.
Lap 26, we would have a mandatory caution because of the rain that is falling again in the room. Then Austin Dillon, Bowman, McMurray, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr. would all stay out. And then we'd have the mandatory caution.
I think it's a good call by them. Just getting the tires and fuel when they need to.
And then too fast for the 10 and over the wall too soon for the 41 under the next pit stops.
You know, the pit sequence right there is kind of crazy.
And then Kyle Busch, he would be on the front row, and then he would be like a sinking rock. So
I ain't sure what happened there.
something happened with the scoring loop is all I know, and some drivers didn't get to go up to the front like they started out being. I don't know. It was just really weird. Then we would see Paul Menard versus Ryan Blaney on that restart, and Paul Menard would be leading as the rain returns. You really gotta fix that leak up there.
I know what.
They would have another red flag, and I don't think Allen tried to do anything with the chase car again, so he can just rest during the red flag. And then Chase Elliott and Bowman would pit when they would finally get the cars back on the track.
Yeah, I thought Blaney would probably pit that time to get some tires because he didn't get any at the other caution. So
yeah, he just took fuel the last time to get the track position, but that didn't really work out because he would cycle back in the back. So we get to see some strategy.
Yeah, he was trying to go up there one time for the lead, but at the bottom line, he just dropped like a rock.
Yeah, I think these the conditions that the track was under, the clouds and the rain all the time, I don't think it really helped the track condition, especially the bottom line.
Yeah.
Then with lap 47, it would be Paul Menard versus Hamlin on the restart. And then single file line, we'd have the bottom line trying to get back up there, but just not enough time because Jimmie Johnson would try to pass Paul Menard, and he would...
Listen, he said try.
Try. He tried to pass Paul Menard, tried to side draft him there, and I believe when he got to the side of him, the side draft, sucked Paul Menard into Jimmie, and then...
We always call him problems.
We are sorry for ruining the race. Well, it would have ended that next lap anyway because of the caution, but...
pretty much took out the whole field.
And just like Mike Joyce said, not involved in the wreck. Yes, we said not involved.
Yeah, usually they show who's involved in the wreck, but the list was a little bit shorter. The ones not involved is like 3 cars.
So not involved would be Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Logano. Jimmie would win because he would manage to not crash during all of that, and after a long season of not winning, goes out and wins the Clash, and his ex-crew chief is on the pole for the 500. So they said who would get to victory lane first, and it looks to me like they both did.
Yeah, that pass just kind of looked kind of weird to me, because if you look from Kurt Busch's in-car camera, you can tell that Paul Menard, he didn't move down or anything, but I believe Jimmie just misjudged the side draft and got in the rear corner panel of Paul Menard, and he just took his car around. So
yeah, I mean,
it's hard to say if he blocked or not. It was so quick, and I think both of them was at fault, really.
Yeah, it's just a racing deal, and if you're Jimmie Johnson, you're not going to say, "Oh, rain's on the way. I'm just going to finish second." You got to go for the win.
I feel raindrops.
And that rain's back again. Come on. So, yeah, Jimmie would win because the rain would come back. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not, but yeah, it was definitely weird. It wasn't a traditional race, but it's the Clash. I'm glad it's not the 500 where all this happened. Hopefully, the 500 will get to go all the way through, and
maybe get a little more racing. I believe that bottom line was starting to come in with Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin, and Joey and Blaney dropped down there, and it kind of pulled them all up. And I think if it stayed green, that bottom line would have probably eventually made its way up there.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we would have had an interesting final few laps, but yeah, the rain would just not let us see any of that. So thank you again, Mother Nature, for ruining NASCAR. Who keeps giving her a ride? Like, come on.
I don't know.
But
yeah, our picks didn't fare too well. I mean,
Yeah.
Chase his right in the middle of all that. Cars all around him, but his car finished on. I mean, he finished what, 6 maybe?
Yeah, and I was going to pick Jimmie. Like, I had my heart set on Jimmie for the race, and I was like, you know what? You know, with the way his luck was last year, I think I'm going to pick Blaney, and I guess if I picked Jimmie, it would have been opposite. So
yeah, and Harvick, him and Ryan Newman ain't having too good luck this year.
Yeah,
there are 2 wrecked cars and then practice and clash. So
yeah, one thing I thought was interesting, the wreck in practice, Harvick hits the bumper of Hamlin. In the wreck, in this one, in the race, Harvick hit the back bumper of Hamlin. So, you know, foreshadowing. So,
in the 500, stay with me, Joe. So.
Do not, you two stay away from each other. You'll have a great race. Not watch them end up first and second in the 500, but
I will.
Yeah, that's all we have for this race. Very short. You know, to be a short race anyway, to be shortened halfway. So. It is sad that we didn't get to see it go all the way through, but still an interesting finish, interesting race overall.
Yeah, it's good to see NASCAR back and see the cars on the track and see a lot of wrecks, I guess.
Just one.
But everybody's excited on Twitter and everywhere else, so it's, everybody's excited. Can't wait to see the 500.
So that's all we have for this race review, but look forward to our Why Fans Love Myatt Snyder coming out maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Then we're going to be doing the race reviews for the duels, so that's going to be interesting. And then we'll have our predictions on Friday for the 500, and then of course we're going to have all 3 of our race reviews. So it's going to be a pretty
lot going on this week.
A lot going on. So
I guess we can have a speed week too.
Yes, the side draft fast week. But we'll see you then, and we hope you enjoyed this video.